Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan ya utsi, ahlan wa sahlan ya akhi. What's going on, y'all? It's Practical Absolutes. And I have something I want to talk about that strangely ties in with this surah that I am going to say. Surah Al-Kafir. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابدون ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. That is Surah Al-Kafir, which is the surah that talks about the disbelievers. Now, as some people may know about me, I am in the field of science. I embrace the idea of science. I embrace learning as is something that is espoused upon Muslims who follow the deen. It is important to learn the natural sciences, the natural knowledges, and the inner layings and inner workings of the world. It does get interesting to me, however, when certain individuals make claims that are actually nothing more than beliefs, but then look down on theological outlooks as though they're something that cannot be reconciled as true. See, it's funny to me how a lot of scientists will embrace the idea of abiogenesis and embrace the idea of something coming from nothing, basically. And they will say it happened by force. They'll say it happened without any type of intention, any type of intelligent intention in mind. When mathematically speaking, the idea of the idea of abiogenesis being true, the idea of the Big Bang being true, the idea of all these chemicals forming into molecules, all these elements coming together in cohesive nature. The probability of that is so unlikely, you cannot even say it's unlikely. It is mathematically impossible, frankly put. There are too many zeros behind such a probability. It is so unfathomably unlikely, but it is occurring, and it has occurred. And the scientist's explanation for it is that it happened randomly. It just happened. Our Earth is, if it was a little bit further close to the sun, we'd be burned to death. If it's a little further away from the sun, we would all freeze to death. If the idea of electrons had a different charge, just one charge difference, the universe will not exist. Energy transference will not exist. There will be no life. There will be nothing, right? But they still embrace the idea that nothing comes from something, but that nothing cannot be intelligent, right? It's funny how these same scientists don't even look at a man named Joseph Bell, Irish physicist, who actually disproved Albert Einstein when it comes to the idea that he had on spooky action at a distance. So the science lovers, they'll know what that means, right? He showed that superdeterminism is the most viable theory to hold when it comes to finding an explanation as to how did everything come about. Effectively, everything came about due to a central node. And it can be argued that central node is the creator, right? Individuals who do not believe in the idea of God, they believe in another form of God, a sort of forced God, right? That just decided to make things happen without the idea of a creator. The antithesis of belief of a creator is still effectively the belief of a creator. That's why I previously said there are no atheists that can possibly exist, that truly embrace the idea of atheism. It doesn't make sense. There's no way, it's unfathomable. Right? And it's very, very entertaining how, as stated, these scientists, they do studies. They find out that they cannot make an irreducible construct that is alive, right? they have shown that they cannot replicate abiogenesis, the idea of non-living things coming to living things. They cannot replicate any of these things, but they believe it happened because they have proof. Well, fellow Muslims, brothers and sisters, we have proof as well that the Almighty exists, but they don't accept it, right? They don't accept this proof, even though this proof has a greater weight than all of the scientific literature that denies the idea of a creator. But they still don't believe. This is part of what Surah Al-Kafirun was talking about. The chapter of the disbelievers. No, I'm not allowed to give tafsir at all, of course. But this is something that is clearly accepted in terms of, different scholars having an outlook. This is about, clearly, disbelievers not believing in what it is, for example, I as a Muslim believe. Lakum dinukum waliya din. To you be your religion, to me be mine. Lakum dinukum waliya din. But they still try to shove their perspective down the throats of the theological believers. I guess that kind of shows who has been right all along. Because if you are actually correct in your outlook, there is no need to force your beliefs on the others. And I may get on that topic when it comes to other sociological constructs. But until then, Jazakallahu khyren. Ma salama.